put a diaper right underneath before you change it. Wipe, slide out, boom, cover. Is pee or whatever, you can cover it right up instead of just getting everything dirty and messy, which has happened to me a number of different times. Hey there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelly. I'm a mom of 2 toddlers and a baby who is now 2 months old. Now, if you're a first-time mom, today I'm going to be sharing 14 newborn tips and tricks that are going to make life a lot easier for you first-time moms. Trust me on that one. I apologize ahead of time if you hear my little ones, my toddlers, screaming in the background. They're downstairs doing independent play with dad, and sometimes things get a little bit out of hand. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first is to create different diaper zones. Now, I have a first floor and a second floor to my house, and I have multiple spaces that my baby uses. For example, our bedroom, one of the main spaces he's in. Our living room, especially now with toddlers, is one of the main areas that we're in just because that's where everybody kind of hangs out and plays. Kitchen area. There's a ton of different spaces. So what I would suggest that you create different diaper zones. Maybe you bring a caddy in there. You have diapers, wipes, A&D, or whatever cream that you use. You have extra bibs in there as well to be helpful. That allows you to not have to run around crazy looking for diapers when you are, let's say, in the first floor, but you have diapers all the way upstairs. Just make things easier for you, and know that when you have babies, you're going to have multiple zones with a bunch of diapers in it. It just means that you're living it with a baby life. Number 2, when you're doing a diaper change, one of the things that helped me, especially as a mom of now 2 boys, and my current baby is a boy as well, and pees everywhere. Sometimes I even shot up poop everywhere. This is my husband, and he doesn't always listen to me, but it helps me out. When you are changing the baby actively, before you take off the diaper, wipe, and remove it, sometimes that in itself, just feeling the wipe sensation, will make the baby pee. Put a diaper right underneath the diaper before you change it. Wipe, slide out, boom, cover. Is pee or whatever, you can cover it right up instead of just getting everything dirty and messy, which has happened to me a number of different times. Number 3, it's caring for the clip when the baby is born. Now, when your baby is born, they cut the umbilical cord, you're going to see that they have that attachment still there. Trying to be super delicate with it. You're not supposed to bathe the baby yet until it fully falls out. It might be a little bit like, what do I do to really keep it clean and organized? One of the things that I do with the diapers is that instead of covering the belly button with the diaper, I fold the top part of the diaper so that it gets some air, heals properly without me feeling like I'm doing something to mess it up. Number 4 is with the binky, the pacifiers. My son has gone through a couple of different pacifiers, and we found one that he really likes. It can be literally everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So one of the big pieces that I use is a clip. Now I'm gonna show you the one that I use here. You easily put that on there and you clip it to what they mainly use. So that way it's not always being lost and you're like, where's the binky? I also suggest that you just keep a number of different pacifiers in different areas that the baby mainly resides in. Keep some in the bassinet upstairs, while I also keep some downstairs in the cart where I keep all his like diapers and extra clothing items. Number 5 is to have burp cloths everywhere possible. I am a big burp cloth person. Anyone who asks me, like, what do you want when you have a baby? Outside of diaper, I'm going to tell you burp cloths. Burp cloths, the baby spits up, throws up, saliva. Baby always has something going on. And the burp cloths is really nice. I especially like this like muslin one because it's soft. You can put it right over your shoulder. It absorbs things really well, and it comes in really big packs with a number of different of them. So I just highly suggest for you to have cloths everywhere because you're going to use them. Trust me on that one. Number 7 has to do with timing your feeds. Now, with my first 2, I breastfed for between 6 to 8 months. With my third, I unfortunately was not able to breastfeed as long. I had lots of complication and milk production was not happening, and so we did not do that. In their case, what I struggle with as a first-time mom and still with the third, I mean the feeds. So you're like, oh, when was the last time that the baby fed? Oh, yeah, I remember. Is it hungry cues? Is it a diaper change? Is it because he has to burp? Sometimes you're just confused as to what the cue is, especially when you're just learning about your baby for the first time. So I would time your feeds, and at the hospital, they'll give you a piece of paper that you can use, track it while you're there. You can use it if that's helpful for you. At home, I would use a notes app. I would use my notes app and I would write down when the feed happened. You time it based off of the initial start. So when they start, not when they finish. The baby can take 30 minutes feeding, but you start with the initial. What time did they start the feed? And then you know, okay, for your baby, it's every 2 to 3 hours. If baby's crying at that point, you know, it might be a hunger cue kind of thing. If baby's sleeping, you know if you need to feed the baby. So that is going to be super helpful for you. Number 7 has to do with setting up the environment the way you want the baby to adapt. Now, when the baby's freshly newborn, they can't tell the difference between night and day. Things are going to be very difficult for them. But try to create some sort of routine or rhythm, mainly at the 1 month mark, so that they can start to associate different things, noises, to different times of day. So in the morning, I like to make sure that there's sunlight. I want to make sure that they see the curtains opening up. At nighttime, the sound machine, the shades closed, quiet space, there's no screaming, the kids aren't playing anymore, they're separated from that environment. This will allow them to start at some point to associate the two. And now my son is really good with this, because once he knows that things get like dimmed, he gets down for the night. He sleeps a good 7 hours because he knows my hunch. He knows the patterns that I've done now, and he knows that, okay, now it's time when people are resting. They're not on, the TV's not on, the kids aren't screaming loudly. It's time for me to rest my body. Now, number 8 is to do tummy time on your body first. Now, you don't have to go straight to the mat. You can actually utilize that skin to skin time. That's a bonus with that, to do tummy time. You put them on your chest. They're going to be having to hold up their head or try to lift their head. You monitor with the back of your hands, but that's going to be the first initial piece to tummy time. The big goal there is really for them to strengthen their neck, because that is what's most difficult. So it makes people really nervous when it comes to newborns. But try that, and trust me that it'll be helpful. You can use a like boppy, what they use for nursing. You can use that to prop them up. You can also just use a mat on the floor and prop them up there. But when you're freshly new, skin to skin, and you prop them up on your chest, and that's a perfect way to practice tummy time. Number 9 is to have lots of sleepers. Now, especially in the newborn phase, they're going to be using sleepers a lot. That's that big onesie piece. Do so without buttons and mainly with zippers. It's really hard for you in the middle of the night if you have to unbuckle everything and then rebuckle everything up. Zipper is super quick and easy. Also, try to avoid the ones that cover their feet. I have some that do, but they grow faster than the bodysuit. So when they have that, it's just hard to still use it for their body, but not their feet. So then now it's not being used. You know what I mean? Notice zippers, make it quick and easy. Change your diaper, put them right back to sleep afterward. Number 10 is to have bins all over the house for them dirty clothes. Again, this is the same concept with the diaper carrier we talked about earlier. You have bins upstairs, you have bins downstairs. Do this a lot. That way you don't have clothes kind of tossed everywhere or mixed with other clothes. I like to separate my baby's clothes from the kids' clothes right now, and from our clothes. And so have bins. You can make cute decorative bins too. You don't have to make things that's like, okay, this is ugly, I don't like it in my house. In those spaces so that you don't feel like you're creating a mess. You know, place to go to. You can have, if you have toddlers, have your young ones help you with that. We're like, hey, bring this over to that space. Love that, and having a task at hand. But it'll be a lifesaver for you as well. Number 11. I know people love their bath time and talk highly of bath time, but what I've noticed is that if a baby is fully exposed, the baby's not going to be having that bath for a very long time. What you need to do is first cover them with a cloth or with like a softer towel. I cover them up there and then pour the water over them that way. It's very relaxing and soothing for them, so it's something that I always highly recommend to moms that are just having babies for the first time. Don't try to just put them in the tub and water on them and think that they're going to love it because they're wearing water inside your stomach. Nice and warm and cozy, they're going to enjoy that a lot more, and I noticed that within all 3 of my children. Number 12, and it's something that my baby is facing right now, and it's a lot of trapped gas. They may encounter where you can hear the kind of belly rumbling. Tell because they're fussy and uncomfortable, and so you can do a couple of different things for that. One I like to do if I lay the baby flat is kind of doing like bicycles with his legs and rolling it around. So you can do that piece. You can also actually sit on the floor, pop up your legs, put him on there and kind of swing side to side. But that is going to help. So you want to kind of do a little bit of like those massages and movements that might help him to release that gas. It's going to be so great when you see the baby kind of not feel so exhausted from those simple movements that you made with them. Number 13, when it comes to feeding, something that has also helped with gas buildup is making sure that you're burping them every 2 to 3 ounces. Instead of just feeding them a whole entire bottle, if you see they're like moving around and comfortable, even if they don't do that, but you stop and you try to burp them at that point in time, they'll usually burp and then you can continue to feed. That way they don't have so much things built up, but you're stopping in between so that way they can release as they go and not feel so uncomfortable at the end from drinking that. Like tiny little tummies, and so as they are progressing or growing how much ounces they're drinking, And when you're breastfeeding, you may not even know how much they're receiving. So you just stopping every so often trying to burp them will be really helpful. Practice with this. Maybe you stop every 5 to 10 minutes and see what happens. That way you can just help relieve some of the potential gas pains that they might develop. Number 14, and one of our best friends, again, going to this gas problem, is using some gripe water. Now, my son, again, and both of my kids actually, previous kids love this as well. Using some gripe water, he does just 1 ounce of it, and after if you feel like he's fussy, I give him some of that, give him those massages, and he falls asleep right away. If I don't have gripe, and y'all, for New Year's Eve, I left and I went to my sister's house without the gripe water, and my boy was going crazy because he's used to his gripe water, and I knew that he was feeling uncomfortable with gas pains, and I felt so bad. Gripe water, again, has done wonders for my kids. And again, it's really about alleviating that pain, and it can be extremely helpful. So I highly suggest that you get them some gripe water in that process. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave you with that, and we will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.